guys that played last game that were questionable for, not on the injury report, but what is the last 48 hours for them, like in terms of recovery and getting closer to 100%?
Yeah, I mean, pretty good, pretty good. DG, I think DG is the one we just continue to keep an eye on and manage him. Evan and Dre seem like they, are doing okay, but I'll communicate with them during the game too.
And then after game 3, you talked about Donovan's performance and you described it as masterful. And I know this is your first year coaching him, but you've coached against him for the rest of his career. How have you seen him grow from the guy that came into the league with Utah to what he's become now?
I mean, he's the superstar that's doing the dirty work. It's not just the scoring or the passing or controlling the game. I think he's boxing out. I think he's defending at a high level. And that's what it takes, right? I think that's what it takes. He understands that's what it takes to get to the next level. He's kind of doing everything. He's offensive rebounding, which is we're kind of all the role player kind of stats he's filling them too, in addition to doing what he's doing offensively. So he's had to carry us, especially when we were shorthanded and guys hobbled a little bit. So hopefully we can we need to give him more support. Quite honestly, we need we need our bench to step up. We like they have all year, and they will. And then with Evan and Dre, healthier, and DG coming back, he definitely at this point in the series, we got to give him some support.
Chris.
Hey Kenny.
What's up, Chris?
The last 2 games, Tyrese has had his lowest usage rate throughout the course of the playoffs. What has it taken for you guys to limit him so effectively?
I mean, just will, kind of, just be opportunistic. He's so, what's the word, slippery. It's not a guy that's stagnant and doesn't move. He runs, as much as anybody in the league. Reminds me of Steph. He can give it up and run, and we've just been trying to do our best. Trying to limit his touches, and it takes a group to do that. Obviously, Max has had the main piece, but we'll throw Dean on him. We'll throw Sam on him. We got to kind of throw bodies at him, especially as the series goes longer.
The other night we had an opportunity to talk to Darius about his injury, and he said, "Y'all don't know what I'm playing through right now."
Yeah.
How do you characterize, Kenny, what Darius is playing through?
Yeah, I mean, it's how should I say it? He's doing what he can do. I'll just put it that way. And you saw the other night, I just got him in and out and just kind of felt it. It's just something he's grinding through. And there's a lot of stuff that's going into him playing, but we need someone to help relieve the pressure, and he's the best in my mind, the best in the league. Can't pressure him because he's so fast. I told him yesterday, just his ability to get us in the scoring position, get the ball into the scoring position is a huge help. Yeah, definitely playing through a lot.
Space.
The guys spoke glowingly of Max and Sam, obviously after the last game, but I wanted to focus more on the off-ball stuff. How effective has their backdoor screens and everything like the ghost screens and all that been for this offense, and what does that help? How does that help Donovan get into the lane?
Yeah, I mean, we're a movement team, and I think game 1 we weren't. Slippage for whatever reason. Then we've got back to moving, cutting, all the things we've done all year, all the small stuff. As each game, the series has gone on, we've created more and more closeouts. At the end of the day, that's what we want. Getting that paint, touch the paint. When we touch the paint, we're really good. So there's a myriad of ways of doing that. So I think we've improved. And you know, we're gonna have a hot shooting night one of these nights, and I think that, you know, that's gonna kind of push us to another level.
Hey, people thought or saying the game slows down in the playoffs, but the Pacers take pride in not doing that. Do you believe that saying to be true, or what about the Pacers and their speed can be so stressful in a playoff setting?
I think they have the opposite philosophy. We're gonna go faster. That's what we saw last game. I think we got a pretty good half-court defense, you know, and I think their adjustment was push it even faster at them, and they have the personnel to do that. Top and Math, I mean, those guys are flying, and keep using the Mike D'Antoni, you know, kind of if you don't win the first 3 steps, they're out of the blocks. So we have to do a better job. That was one kind of sore point from last game was them getting out in transition too much.
Yeah.
What's up, David?
How are you, sir?
Good.
As somebody who's been at this for a while, do you have any ideas or thoughts about why there is so much incredible variance from one playoff game to the next, no matter who's playing, no matter the strength of a particular team?
David, you're hitting hard. You know, jeez, can I get 5 minutes? And think about that variance. Yeah, that's really interesting, and variance in player performance, right? Role player performance. I don't have an answer. I just gotta be honest. I don't know why that is. I mean, maybe it's like baseball, right? Like you have just there's so few games, and now it's so condensed, you know, and the guy can, you know, hit 120, and a great player can hit not hit well. Could I compare it to that? Is playoff defense more focused on taking guys away, so maybe there's more up and down? But it's something I'm going to think about on the plane ride home. Maybe I'll text you and give you a better answer.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Right. When you make such a glaring technical change and it works, the 3-2 zone with Evan, like we talked about the other night, do you almost expect an adjustment from the Pacers, and then how do you use that anticipated?
Yeah, good question, Joe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's coming. Yeah, they're going to have something. There's no doubt about it. I mean, then we have to think about what that's going to be. We have a little bit of an inkling what that could be, and then you got to know if they do adjust, and it's really good adjustment. You got to think about maybe getting out of the zone, you know, and staying man. So we'll read that. I do think, you know, we're a heck of a man-to-man team. I don't think we're going to go out and play 48 minutes of, you know, zone tonight. So same with kind of what we did all year, Joe. We'll feel it. We'll throw it out there. We'll mix it in. See how they react. See what that looks like.
And then his numbers have been really good in the series, but how do you feel about how Jarrett Allen has played, especially against the Pacers personnel and sort of the 5-out challenge that you talked about?
Pretty good. I mean, I thought last game was really good. We have to do a better job of getting the ball to him in the half roll. You know, we keep telling our guys when we hit him in the roll, it's a paint touch, and he's really good. Been really pleased with how you know, we're extending our defense. Right, we have to extend our defense against them. With our guards, that means our bigs have to be extended too. And luckily, he's got the athleticism and the kind of intelligence to do both. So I think he's done a darn good job in the series so far.
Me.
Hey, Kenny, Donovan, you talked about him earlier being a superstar who does the dirty work. How much of a factor is maturity in that approach?
Yeah, I've said that all year, Nate. Like, is it, you hit 28, 27, 28, is that the age, like, where you're like, he's been through how many playoff series now? He's seen a lot of different things. He's accomplished a lot in this league, and I don't know, I just keep counting my blessings that, you know, when when I got here, it's not like I changed him or, hey, I had, I think he's just in a good spot in his career. So I definitely think age is part of that, and experience in the league.
Last one, Karen.
Kenny, the bench you talked about, I know that Ty Jerome's had his struggles, and he talked about how the team wasn't worried about him. For you, how has your messaging maybe changed, or coaching maybe changed as he's working through those struggles in this series?
I'm telling him to be more aggressive, be yourself, double down on Ty Jerome that we've seen all year, and that's the message to our bench. Like, we've had best bench in the league, top 3. I don't know what it is, and he's a huge part of that. We need him, especially Darius. Darius, not at full strength. Keep rocking with him, and he's got to keep being aggressive.
Yeah, so we're